All right, guys, it's been exactly about 2 months now with the HookeRoad Roof Rack installed on my Bronco Raptor, and it's time for a little update on just how well it's held up over the past 2 months. Now, I was extremely busy over the last 2 months doing a lot of really cool things. Probably went somewhere around 5,000 miles in total to Colorado, ran trails for a week, gave it all kinds of abuse, got a lot of highway miles on the way back, and I've left it in this state since I came back. And know what you're wanting to know is, from a $500 roof rack perspective, how well did that hold up? Well, extremely well. I had a lot of weight here on the front, and I had some large cases with a lot of recovery gear and everything. It is quite loud with something actually on the front. That is to be expected. Initially, after installing the roof rack, we did notice that at about 60 miles an hour, there is some significant noise, a little bit of a whistle. Would say that over time that has dissipated, but it does still make a little bit of noise. We did discuss possibly putting something along that edge to make it to where it would buffer the noise a little bit, take some of the turbulence out of it. However, I didn't get around to doing that. So we've had quite a bit of weight on the top, and remember, it will hold 800 pounds of evenly distributed weight on the roof rack. Now, my 23-0 tent is the Walkabout 62. I believe, if I remember from looking before, I think that weighs about 160 pounds. So basically how we put this up here was we used the hardware that comes with the tent and directly mounted it to the crossbars, and that does allow for enough space to clear the corners just enough. And so it is low, which I like, but it is hard to tighten up the bolts. It leaves very little clearance to be able to get your hand underneath here. So what I was able to do, though, was to remove the front panels. Got those front panels removed. I could then reach up underneath here and tighten it up. On the rear, we had just enough of a gap that you can go, not so much of a problem back here, but it is tight. Now, you may be wondering, well, what about your middle panels? There's just not enough clearance to be able to remove those. This will come up, it catches just about the corner of the lip of this on the other side, and you just cannot get enough forward pull one way or the other to get that out. So it will not let you be able to get the middle panel out. We did a lot of corrugated roads, a lot of tough trails, did the wall on Poughkeepsie Gulch. I mean, absolutely zero creaking or anything. It is extremely sturdy. I mean, it has not moved. Nothing's backed off. All of my screws are still tight. I'm very, very impressed with just how robust and how sturdy the roof rack is. I plan to now completely take it off, and I can store it, I believe, all as one connected piece. And but yeah, anyway, I just wanted to come back and just tell you that how impressed I am with the roof rack. It does exactly what it is designed to do. It's very sturdy, holds the weight, makes, again, a little bit of noise, but nothing that is just absolutely crazy. And I do think that you could possibly alleviate some of that noise by putting something along that leading edge to just buffer that turbulent air as it passes under that part of the fairing. All right, removal of the roof rack was fairly easy. I did it by myself. Basically used a series of towels and everything. I have not washed the vehicle since I got the roof rack off. I think that's just basically dirt. I don't think that actually left any kind of scarring on the top. After I wash it, I'll be able to see more of that. But anyway, we just took the clamshell holders that hold the back off, took the 2 bolts off the front, and then just started working it back. And then once I got here to the back, I was able to gently lay it to the ground, and then just reinstalled the covers for the accessory ready above the windshield. Now, I did have an interesting comment. It bears just some time here to talk before we close out this video. The OEM roof rack, from best that I could tell, is rated for a dynamic load of around 150 pounds. Now, the tent that I had installed weighs roughly 160 to 170 pounds. If you put any other gear or anything, you're easily going to be at probably the 200 to 300 pound of static load. Now, I'm not sure the HookeRoad, if they've tested it with the dynamic and static loads, but other similar made roof racks exceed the dynamic load by at least doubling the OEM. And static loads are quite high. Now, this one's rated at 800 pounds. Now, there's absolutely no way that I would put 800 pounds of weight on the roof of this without thinking that I'm possibly going to damage, you know, the hardtop. My trip, I had 0 issues. Conservatively, just looking back on it, trying to add everything up, I had 2 storm cases on the that I had on the very front, my 62 walkabout tent, and the roof rack, because this actually has some weight to it. We probably were pushing at times 400 pounds, and that was highway driving. Had 0 issues with feeling like it was dangerous or it was too much weight. Now, when we got to the trail, I was able to take off the weight that I had on the front. So basically, I'm left with the roof rack and the tent. Obviously, you can't take the rooftop tent off. And we did miles and miles of extremely harsh off-road driving. 0 issues. No creaking, no getting loose. May have a little bit of an issue here, but I won't know until I get that good and cleaned up. But as far as that goes, no problems. Now, I would ask, you know, HookeRoad probably should do some sort of testing to be able to give a true number for static and dynamic ratings for the roof rack. But at any rate, just in my opinion, I think that if you had a rooftop tent and you kept your weight to a minimum on anything else that you put up there, you should be fine. You do your own research with that. Easily can be removed. One person, you can store it when you're not using it if you want to. Again, just to wrap up, well worth $500. Had a blast out in Colorado. If you haven't checked out that video, you can go to my channel and find that. But again, just wanted to touch base with you guys and just let you know, long-term review, I'm still infatuated with the roof rack. Really like it. But thank you guys so much for tuning in today. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to let me know. I can answer just about anything about this or about the Bronco in general. But thank you so much. And again, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel, leave us a like, and if you need any information, please don't hesitate to comment. We love comments. Thank you guys. See you later.